Hello everyone, and welcome to my Why and Our American TV Show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, October 24, show Christine Blair rushing back to Genoa City on a mission to protect Daniel Romalotti Jr. Christine knows Daniel loves Heather Stevens and would never wipe her off the map like Way. Christine will therefore reassure Daniel that she believes him and promise to do all she can to prove his innocence. Of course, it'll be interesting to hear Christine's reaction to Phyllis Summers' hypothesis about Sharon Newman being to blame. Will Christine consider that a stretch or side for once with her opponent? Either way, Christine will gather updates on the evidence against Daniel and do her best to prepare a solid defense. After grilling Sharon at the cottage and learning only denials, Daniel might not know what to trust anymore. As questions keep whirling in his head, part of Daniel could wonder if there is another potential offender. Daniel predicted the cops will turn up at his house shortly, hence he has a fair probability he will be accurate about that. Based on the additional evidence of blood at the flat and the murder weapon discovery, Daniel could find himself in handcuffs in the very near future. Nick Newman will prod Sharon at her residence to be open to him. Sharon will stay an emotional wreck. Nick will console her and urge it's okay to express what's happening. That'll put Sharon in a tough predicament of her own making. Sharon will probably come up with some justification for her outburst after crying to Nick and declaring she cannot take it anymore. Instead of confessing to triggering Heather's sad fate and Daniel's frame-up, Sharon may act like Daniel's been there tormenting her with bogus charges. This might rile Nick considerably and make him even more possessive of Sharon. Other Y and R spoilers predict Diane Jenkins Abbott will catch Traci Abbott off guard. After Diane admits Jack Abbott asked her to move out, Traci will be confused about how quickly their marriage has collapsed. However, Jack will deliver Traci some frightening news on Thursday's episode, so it could involve a hidden truth. Perhaps Jack will feel he can't lie to Traci and come open about a bogus divorce con that's being done on Victor Newman and Kyle Abbott. It's conceivable Jack and Diane's relationship is genuinely dissolving instead, but it seems more like a takedown plot's in motion, if you ask us. The Young and the Restless spoilers claim Kyle and Victor could be getting duped, so stay tuned for the aftermath. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Wednesday, October 23 says that Nick Newman will speak to Phyllis Summers at Society, where she'll protest about the evidence against Daniel Romalotti Jr. and lay the finger at Sharon Newman. Nick will acquire updates on Sharon's visit to Daniel's apartment the last night Heather Stevens was seen alive, but he'll refuse to believe Sharon injured her or framed Daniel. Furthermore, Nick won't want Phyllis upsetting Sharon with outrageous charges and would urge Phyllis to keep away from her. Phyllis will fume at Nick putting Sharon's feelings first while Daniel could go down for a crime he didn't commit, but Nick will ultimately stomp off. At Daniel's residence, the forensic team will help Chance Chancellor investigate, so they'll shine the blue light and see that Heather was bludgeoned there in the apartment with a nearby octopus bookend. Phyllis will ultimately get Chance on the phone and demand a meeting at Crimson Lights. Although Phyllis will seem to have information, she'll really just want to steer Chance's probe toward Sharon instead of Daniel. Chance will refuse to believe Sharon is capable of eliminating Heather and framing Daniel, but Phyllis will worry their romantic history is clouding his judgment. However, Chance will feel like Phyllis' battle with Sharon over the years is affecting her own perception instead. Once Chance obtains news on the investigation over the phone, he'll tell Phyllis that there's progress without revealing any details. At Sharon's apartment, she'll open the door to Daniel, who'll demand explanations concerning her visit to his residence. The last night Heather was seen alive. Sharon would repeat the account she gave the detectives and argue she didn't want to add to Daniel and Lucy Romolotti's anguish by telling them during their park rendezvous. Although Sharon will stand by her allegations that Heather was scared of Daniel, he'll get increasingly upset as he says that's not true. Sharon won't like Daniel's tone, but Daniel will lash out and finally quiz her about if she's guilty for killing Heather and putting him up. Sharon would deny everything and act like Daniel knows she couldn't possibly be responsible deep down. After Sharon talks about understanding sadness and pushes Daniel to lean on his loved ones, he'll decide he shouldn't have gone there and take off. Sharon will be a nervous wreck in the aftermath, but Cameron Kirsten will push her to keep her act together and claim that all this is almost done. A glowing fantasy version of Nick will arrive and ask Sharon to open up to him, so she'll contemplate confessing her error. Cameron will urge Sharon not to do that, especially since the real Nick wouldn't be that understanding. After Cameron makes a prediction about Sharon landing in prison if she comes clean, he'll continue to rave about how much she needs his help. Next in Wednesday's Y&R episode, Nick will show up at Sharon's door for real. As Sharon laments that she can't take it anymore, she'll fling herself into Nick's arms. Back with Daniel, he'll get on a video conversation with Danny Romolotti and talk about the incriminating evidence that's made him the top suspect. Daniel will urge Danny to send Christine Bly to help him and take Lucy on tour for a bit to protect her from all the drama of this probe. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Daniel has more drama ahead of him thanks to Sharon's frame-up, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sharon Newman might have to shift tactics if Phyllis Summers gets too close to establishing the truth. Phyllis is on a mission to clear Daniel Romolotti Jr.'s name, which could lead to her scoring evidence that Sharon set him up. At some time, Cameron Kirsten might drag Sharon down another dark path. Perhaps Cameron would say that Sharon has mishandled the whole thing and needs a fresh strategy. Since Phyllis won't rest until she gets Daniel off the hook and demonstrates he was framed, Cameron would point out that Sharon has to identify a new culprit. Maybe Cameron will pressure Sharon to lay Heather Stevens' demise and Daniel's frame-up on someone else. What if Cameron forces Sharon to flip and set Lily up next? After all, it'd be easy to make Lily look like a vindictive woman scorned. Daniel cheated with Heather when Lily was out of town supporting Maddie Ashby, so Lily came home to a betrayal and witnessed him reunite with his previous flame. Y&R fans will recall that Lily had fired Daniel for payback, so Cameron could think they can work with that and make it look like it wasn't enough. If Sharon plants the correct clues, it might look like Lily eliminated Heather and implicated Daniel in the aftermath. Since Lily had a key to Daniel's apartment once upon a time, the cops would presume she still had a duplicate and utilized it to store the incriminating stuff. Sharon would surely resist if Cameron asked her to lay all this on poor Lily, but Cameron might say it's better than Sharon going down herself. It might be the only way to have Phyllis quit all this and ensure that Sharon remained a free woman. Since Cameron is really just relaying Sharon's darkest thoughts and impulses, she might listen to him and let Lily take the blame. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Sharon will do some wild things in the coming weeks, so keep with us for more predictions on all the chaos and updates on any stunning news to come. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.